With the recent release of hit Dragon Ball game Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the question in everyone's mind is this the best game in the franchise, or in other words, the ultimate Dragon Ball game? Sparking Zero has been the talking point since its early release on October 8th, 2024. In just a month, it sparked many conversations, moments, and experiences for fans. So why is it a solid contender to be called the best game in the entire franchise? Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is a continuation of the Budokai Tenkaichi series that saw the release of 3 games in succession from early to mid-2000s. This game is a modern successor of that trilogy. So let's start out by talking about positives in the game. Sparking Zero as a whole is a complete Dragon Ball experience in its gameplay, with every fight having dynamic movement, super attacks, transformations, kicks and punches just like in the anime. It's truly an authentic replication of what happens in the show, and that's been its main selling point. It lets you feel as though you yourself are a part of this universe, and overall it's a bit of an immersive experience. With a roster of over 182 characters, it gives you a lot of options and lets you play out many scenarios. Like any form of popular fiction, Dragon Ball 2 is home to many, and I mean many, what if stories where we ask random stuff like what if Goku in his Super Saiyan 3 state actually finished off Majin Buu, and what are the consequences of doing so? Sparking Zero not only integrates what ifs into its main story game mode, but it also lets you create your own stories, what ifs and other scenarios in the custom battle mode. Despite its limitations, it still gives life to a lot of content and playability going forward in the game's future, including ranked battle and online play. There is so much you can do in these battles to aim for the top rank, competing with your favorite characters or any character of your liking. Now that's the positives, and yeah, there are also glaring negatives we need to discuss. Sparking Zero has several gameplay related issues as well as a lack of content related issues too. In terms of in-battle issues, there are still glitches, whether it be graphical issues or actual in-game moves not working as intended. The game's freshness does leave room for error, which many people have noticed. In fights, there are also many pleasant game mechanics and strategies, particularly in ranked battle, that make the game feel unplayable in these game modes. Features like super counters, key blast spam after a mid-strike are of few to mention. While this is a competitive gameplay related issue, it's still something that should be addressed going forward for the sake of the game's longevity. Besides this, a lack of content has also been a sentiment from many regarding the game. Features like episode battle, story mode, and custom battle that I previously praised are also quite limited in terms of playability and lack in-depth features. For example, the custom battle mode does not have many features and dialogue is very rigid. Difficulty in that mode is also very artificial and is overall not a fun experience. Moving on to the story mode, compared to previous titles like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, where story mode was very in-depth with cutscenes and proper unique storylines, Sparking Zero retold the Dragon Ball timeline from Z to his Super through the perspectives of specific characters. While this is completely acceptable, the presentation of the story itself in between battles was very limited and lazy on the development part. It was literally just a slideshow of images showing us what actually happened through pictures rather than actual animation, which is typically expected from modern fighting games. Games like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, while the game is solely based on retelling the story, it provides in-depth animations between every fight. Sparking Zero's story could take notes from that game. So all in all, is it the ultimate experience for a Dragon Ball fan? Yeah, I still think so. While it has many glaring issues and they can be addressed, the game still provides an authentic experience of the franchise and provides a lot of content for fans. Issues it faces hold it back, but the positives far outweigh them in my opinion. Previous titles like Dragon Ball FighterZ can be argued as better games, but it's a matter of preference and what audience both games cater to. FighterZ was more of a hardcore fighting game player experience, while Sparking Zero is more of a casual and user-friendly experience with the goal of giving a genuine experience of the Dragon Ball world, with a slight ignorance for balance. So let me know what you think about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero down in the comments below. Is it your type of game? Did you enjoy it? And what are your thoughts 1 month off of release? If you haven't gotten it yet, are you considering it? Now that December sales are probably going to hit the shelves soon, let me know down in the comments below, and if you liked the video, do subscribe for more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.